Well, what could this project possibly be? Look at the size of this TV. In case you forgot how heavy and bulky these old style TVs are, that was in our motorhome. So our motorhome's going to be about 50 pounds lighter just losing that. So it's the 4th of July. It's like 90 degrees and humid. 2 air conditioners running in this thing. It was hot in here. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Why are you not taking that down?
I thought you wanted me to wait.
No?
I thought you said to wait.
I thought you'd have it all done.
I thought you said to wait.
So we're taking this big TV bulkhead out.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit more complicated than you think as I was looking at it.
Yeah? Huh, so we have a naysayer in the group, folks. So I'm thinking, we got a 32-inch flat screen. Why does it have to stick down so far? So if we could take this thing out, put our flat screen as close as we can to the ceiling, it'll give us more windshield view. So I've got Mrs. Happy Wanderer, being the carpenter girl that she is, taking this whole frame apart, and then we're going to reconfigure. But being a Winnebago, look how well this TV was in there.
Okay, so
What is that? It's at least 3/4 inch plywood. Oop, at the base.
It's a square. It's a
And then-
square. I need a square head.
A square head? What do you mean?
It looks.
And then it was bolted down at the top. We actually had to, even once we loosened it, we had to really yank it out of there to get it out of there. And it weighs a ton. And then in the back one should be a little easier. Let's start with the hardest one first. There's about 20 screws holding this thing in. But better her than somebody that couldn't handle it. So we'll be back with you in a minute. Show you how we're making out. This is the frame, the trim frame that was up there. This also helped hold the TV in. So we ran into a little problem with our TV flat screen situation. So there's the TV, smart TV, 32 inch. It's going to be going up here. That TV, if you put it all the way to the ceiling, comes to about here. So we want all of this on this bottom to go away. Well, I looked at this, and originally I thought, well, just take all the screws and this whole thing will come out. Wrong. This thing is so well built that that bar runs all the way through. Then there's another bar that runs all the way through. So the only way that we can get rid of this is we got to cut the metal. So I'm going to try to cut the metal here, 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 there, 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 and there. And to do a good job, I want to do it with a jigsaw, because the Sawzall reciprocating saw is not going to do a good job. So I need to buy a metal blade for my jigsaw. I went up to the hardware store. It's 4th of July. They're already closed. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to close this in. I'll probably use this piece of, it'll be at least 3/4 inch plywood. I'll make that. I'll use that for the base here. I'll probably use some L brackets or something. So I'll leave this, put the screws back in that were in this, because that's going to stay. That'll make a good frame. And then I'll probably put a backing on this. So we'll make a nice shelf out of it behind the TV, and it'll hide all these mess of wires and everything that are up in here. So because we couldn't get our metal cutting jigsaw blade, I've decided to work on taking this TV out and taking that shelf down, and I bought a swing arm TV mounting bracket to mount another 32 inch TV up there in that corner. So we'll work on getting that done. So getting this little TV down wasn't too bad. And by the way, I've never found any of the remotes for these TVs. The guy says they're in here. I was just checking to see if this is an AC/DC TV. So this TV is dated 1999. So this TV is quite a bit older than the camper. That TV is a 1999.
Is it?
So now we just got to figure out how this comes down.
What's that?
People are not used to seeing me do anything.
Oh, you do a lot.
Well, you didn't have to worry about it because you didn't have the camera on.
I just don't ever use the camera.
You didn't have it on anyway.
When?
When I said that originally, you just had to turn it off. I guess you picked it up. I got all excited. I thought you were going to actually use it, but you weren't. Look at it. There's a TV switch, a separate switch for the power button.
I am filming you doing this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yes, folks, he does do a lot of work around here.
Yeah,
He does
here we
most
go.
of the work.
Here we go.
He does.
Yeah, I do.
He's taking the screws
I
out.
do everything.
You do everything. I am awful blessed to have you.
Probably need a flat screwdriver just to get this thing out of there.
All right, I'm gonna go get a flat screwdriver. So what are you doing now? You're taking a small screwdriver and trying to pry that bottom part out?
Yeah.
Are you getting frustrated?
No, I never get frustrated.
No. You never get frustrated. Now, have you ever seen me do that? This is why. Hey, do you want me to do it? Because we don't really need the wall.
Sure, if you think you can.
Right.
Look at that sheer determination.
Can you get me another screwdriver?
You want a beefier screwdriver?
No, I just need another one.
Oh, 2 screwdrivers? Now you're asking for a lot. Oh, she's got it.
It's close, but
Close, but no cigar.
I need another screwdriver.
All right.
These are star. That's not, and that's not. Why would they have 2 different kinds in here? What's that plug for?
Those are square, aren't they?
These are not.
What plug?
That plug right there.
Oh,
See that?
I
What's
don't know.
that for?
Not sure. A mystery. There's a plug inside there.
Do you think those are holding into the wall?
I don't know. I don't bother taking them out. They're probably
Those are
just
stars.
holding it to that wood.
So I need a star inside out.
Is that TV gonna fit in the corner?
I hope so.
Hold it up, see. First day with the new feet. Oh, look at that, right above that balance. Perfect. Look, it was made for that spot. The tricky part's gonna be mounting the...
Why couldn't you mount it here and then you could just rotate it?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be easier?
Yeah, you're gonna want to get it as close to the ceiling as you possibly can.
Well, you gotta find the stud. You gotta figure out where the... I use the stud. Let me get my stud finder and see if it beeps. Oh, it will. All right.
I bought these metal blades for a jigsaw. They're supposed to be for thick metal. So I'm gonna give it a try cutting this stuff off. It's metal. A lot of cutting. So I put a sheet down. There's gonna be a lot of metal filings. Don't need those. Metal fragments go right down your neck and get you on there. They're red
Shower
hot.
after.
Huh?
Ouch. So make sure to shower after.
I cut into the headliner
I
2
saw.
spots, so I don't know how I can fix that. I'm gonna have to try.
We'll worry about that later.
One's 3 spots. And then these ones up in here. You looked at this and said you could cut all the way in there. You can't. So these are gonna have to get with the reciprocating saw. Well, it would let me cut that when it did get the headliner again. Oh. You see the smoke rolling out this thing? Made it drop a little bit. So we had to bring in the big guns. Finish this off.
The big guns.
Jigsaw.
So here, let's show everybody what you need to do. What you need to finish.
Cut both of them little spots.
Just got my arm with that blade. So got a little spot there, a little spot there, and then that thing will be down. Be careful with those edges. I bet they're sharp.
Yeah. So Christina has to hold this thing.
Christina is not going to be able to film
slam it
and
out
do
to
that.
the dash.
Yeah, so I need to be two hands on that. So we'll show you how it turns out. Right?
You might be able to set that down onto something. That side is through. This is all that's left. I knew that was gonna be rough. Look at my saw blade. That's the second saw blade that did that too. But look at this, folks. It's down. And the end result is what it was all for. Is look at how much more visibility you have out the windshield. Because that other TV really only comes down to maybe here. Basically just takes up that space. So we just got to figure out how to trim this all out now. But I think we can handle it. Well, look at that, folks. We got a flat screen TV up here. I didn't walk you through all the boring details, but I tried to use as many parts as I possibly could. Putting it back together. If you remember how far this thing stuck down, and I even used the old bottom. So I got to get a little bit of trim, put around it, where I ended up cutting the headliner a little bit. Trying to cut it with the jigsaw. But overall, I'd say it came out okay. It's just an angled bracket, and it's mounted to a 2x4, the big lag screws. And there's a ton of storage back there, but it's not the easiest to get to. So maybe shove some things in there that you don't use all that often. And it's kind of funny because it seems to pitch this way a little bit. I'm not sure what that's all about. It moves a little bit. I don't think it can go down from there. But we'll have to see how it rides. If it doesn't ride good, we might have to do something else. But got a lot more room, windshield room. You don't have that big TV sticking down in the middle. Be a lot better, and they're smart TVs, so they'll be able to use the Wi-Fi. Okay, that's it for now. So it's actually working. Look at this. And we will use Christina's phone as a mobile hotspot. She has unlimited data through Straight Talk. For how much a month? 60? They have a deal for 2 phones for 90 now, I think, for unlimited data.
What's the last 3 numbers?
92. I think she liked vintage campers by the way this bedspread looks. One of these cheap Facebook quilts that we ordered.
Don't buy them. Sorry, the password is incorrect.
You put the wrong password in.
Don't put that out there.